Our guest today, we have Mr. Russell LaBarge. He is with the Disabled American Veterans Association here in Louisiana, and he's here today to share with us information on the types of services and programs that they have. So, Mr. Russell, how you doing, son?
Good, sir, and you?
Oh, pretty good. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the DAV.
Okay, with the DAV, to start off, is, like you said, the Disabled American Veterans. And what we do here is we try to help out veterans that need different types of help. And when I say veterans, I'm not just talking disabled veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Disabled American Veterans is what we have in our organization that makes it up. But the services go to all veterans, whether they're disabled or not. Okay. And what we do is we provide a counseling from our CSOs, chapter service officers,
Okay.
for people that either need to file a claim,
Okay.
or if somebody got out and they're not for sure they needed a claim, that they could get a claim,
Yes.
they can still call and talk to them, and they will let them know whether they file or not. But they can file even though they might not agree.
Okay.
Our officers will file it anyway if they want it filed.
Okay.
And they won't argue with them about it. They say, if you want it filed, we'll give it a try.
Okay.
So they do that. And we also help out at the Jennings home. It used to be the war home.
Yes.
That's the home. And we help out there. Every year we have the spring fling we just had that raises money.
Okay.
And we contribute monies to the Jennings home to help out there. Plus we are presently getting together care packages and stuff with toothpaste and different commodities they need for their everyday living and all.
Yes.
And
yes.
we bring that to them.
Okay.
and give it to them. And then we have our van program, which is a very big thing here in the state, with all over the country, really. The DAV, people probably see the van going up and down the road and don't realize everything that these, they're all volunteers 100%.
Okay.
And you don't have to be a veteran to be a volunteer for the van program.
Okay.
Anybody can be a
volunteer.
But they have to pass a little physical first with the DAV.
Okay.
Okay, once they pass that, then they'll be able to drive.
Okay.
And we're always looking for drivers. We're so undermanned right now. We're trying to run the van 5 days a week from New Iberia, Lafayette, up to Alexander, Louisiana, to the clinic.
A VA home that's in Jennings, do they already have a van that would help transport veterans to Alexandria State?
No. They if they got a van, they just use it for their own personal use. But there's no help from anybody else.
Okay.
We pay a portion of the van from our local chapter, and then national or state helps pay the rest of it. And then it's turned over to the VA, where the Veterans Administration takes care of the fuel, the tires, everyday costs.
Okay.
And credit card for the fuel. And so that's why they're involved in it. But it's getting harder and harder to get volunteers and to keep it going. And if we don't want to lose the van program, we need to get as many people involved as we can. Because if we lose that van program, there's going to be a lot of veterans.
So this is one critical area
It is.
that you perform that really needs volunteers and assistance to help veterans.
Yes.
And,
yes, sir. Exactly.
Now, how do the veterans contact you? What is the process for contacting this local chapter that operates out of New Iberia, Lafayette? How do they get a hold of you?
Well, they could get a hold of me. They could call me at any time.
Okay.
They could call our chapter commander.
Okay.
His name's John Mercer, and get a hold of him. Okay. They could call Alexandria and ask, which they would end up having to do anyway, is call Alexandria and ask for the coordinator over there.
Okay.
And he would schedule them when they tell him when their appointment is, and he would schedule them a seat on the van. because
Okay.
there's limited seating on the van. Okay, so
So it
people
sounds like
have-
you need more vans too.
we need a lot more of everything.
Yeah,
That's a fact. But we're doing pretty good with what we got, actually. I mean, we help out a lot of veterans every year.
Well, I tell you what, from what I understand, is that you handle or you work with veterans on the medical side, trying to help them get their benefits or get services from the VA, whether it's the Lafayette Clinic or even Alexandria Hospital. So you're trying to get them to and from. That's your major. That is the major program that
Right,
you
that's
have.
a major program that we have.
And you guys, from what I understand, if need be, you guys take money out of your own pocket to go ahead and make that happen.
Yes, we do.
So, in essence, we do need some other type of assistance out there that who's willing to work with you guys on a small basis, whatever that the public can give, you willing to accept.
Right.
You know, so
They can give locally
locally, nationally, whatever.
or state.
But for us, we need to give it locally so we
Yeah.
can keep the program going on
Right.
here. You know.
Right. Well, we get to the state because the state heads the program. Every year we got the Golden Corral. If you notice, at Veterans Day,
Mhm.
they give free meals to
Yes.
veterans over
Right.
there. Well, I'm the coordinator for that
Okay.
for our side, and I
Okay.
work with the Golden Corral, and they work with us. Last year we done really good. That money goes to the van services, hospital HSC, hospital service coordinator
Mhm.
at the state, and we raised over $2,000 last year to help out with the program.
Mhm.
And that's just one of the things we do every year. And that way, you know, the veterans get something out of it. They get to come over there and have a free meal. And we're in there collecting money and, you know, helping veterans. So we sign people up. Actually, we get a lot of people sign up to become members. And we get a lot of people that just need help.
Yeah.
And the biggest question is on everybody's tongue is, when's the new clinic going to be built in Lafayette? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where we got right now, we're looking at 2018.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I tell you what, the association that I'm involved with is the Louisiana Veteran Business Outreach Center,
Right.
and what you're doing on the medical side is just one segment of what we do, because we're involved with businesses, helping businesses become successful, and also help existing business owners, whether they're veterans or not, to help their needs in whatever they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we also help the veteran maybe with employment, where we will talk to these employers to hire veterans, okay?
Right.
And then we do have the medical side, which we also help with the benefits and everything else. We also reach out to the families as well. But what we do is just, like I say, one step above you,
Right.
and we would like to partner with you, because what happens is that whether you partner with us or not, you're going to continue, we're going to continue, but if you're all on the same boat, it makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Sure. And it's
Okay.
going to make it better for the veterans overall.
Mm-hmm. Because
I believe.
because there are veterans that come to you that may ask the question, well, what about a job?
Yeah.
Well, you know who to contact. The LVBOC side, which we are in Jennings.
Right.
But myself, I'm the program coordinator or the veterans advocate, whatever you want to call me nowadays. I wear different hats, just like you. Whatever it takes to meet the veterans' needs, that's what we try to do, including with the families and certain things
Right.
that we do. We go a lot of, we to some degree, we want to reach out to all the veterans, okay? And especially to organizations such as yourself, where we can come together, work as a partner, to where we can help each other. Yeah, you have one little segment, but we have a lot more segments
Right.
to
Right.
make things happen. So together, who knows what we can do?
Right.
So with your organization here that does local things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for us, we do it statewide.
Well, we do local,
I know,
state,
I know.
and
You
national.
know, I'm saying for you
Yeah.
locally.
Oh, for
but
locally, yes.
we would help you here. Now, there
Right.
are other organizations like you around the state, we would want to work with them as well.
Right.
You see, so we both and we're both of our organizations are on the same train.
Right.
We're not on different tracks, but we're on the same train, and together we can do things that nothing is impossible if we join forces.
Right.
And joining forces with you guys would be you would be another resource that we can reach out to.
Sure.
You know, and vice versa, and we really can make things happen. You know, so I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I know you have a lot of other things you want to tell me, but we're coming up to this segment ending, and for right now, we'll be back in a couple of seconds to continue talking with Mr. Russell about his services. Back again.
Back again.
Yeah, you're right. So elaborate a little bit more as far as your organization in dealing with the veteran, maybe on a one-to-one.
Okay. What we try to do is when we talk to veterans, we try to find out what it is they need, how we can help them out. There's so many veterans that come back that they're young and they don't realize that, you know, when I get back into civilian life, what I'm going to need. They think, you know, they just come back and say, man, I'm glad to be out of there. You know, especially if they're coming back from a theater or war.
Yeah.
They come back and they really don't know, and some of them, they need help in that. I know they give them a transition period, briefing and everything when they get out of the military. But sometimes it don't seem common to these young folks that, hey, when I get out of the military, they're supposed to give me a copy of my medical records. If you get them, you don't throw them away. There's a lot of them that I talk to, and they're like, oh man, I don't know what I did with them doggone things, you know? I'm like, dude. And what I want to tell people, especially if they're still in the military, they're looking at getting out, is even if you go to sick call, whatever you want to call it, whatever branch of service you're in, if you go see a doctor and you got that slip that says what you're going for, keep them slips. Because when I went up for my disabilities, I didn't throw nothing away, and I happened to have them slips. So I was able to relate my injuries back to military service. And that's what they need to be able to do, is relate whatever you do back to military service.
It serves to civilians, yeah.
Right. But in jobs too, the thing about it is they need to sit there and think about what they're going to tell their employers, because employers sometimes don't understand what their military occupational skill and conferences.
Right.
Okay? So they get out there and they go for an interview, and when they start talking civilian talk and they're used to being military, they're like, you know? And so they got the Association for Schooling out there that the military actually could give them a breakdown of what their military occupational skill relates to in civilian terms. So,
what you're saying is basically what our organization does. Is that, like, for myself, I was a vet rep or DVOP with the state of Louisiana, and so is my associate. And we have gone to employers, we have worked with the employer as well as the veteran in trying to upgrade his resume, trying to let them know, do not talk in military terms, with acronyms and all this stuff here, because they have no idea what is going on.
exactly.
So, in the organizations that we help in all phases. It's not just the health-wise, but the military. You know, I mean about the employment side. We also help with the family side, because it takes the family to readjust to them too.
Right.
So they're making a transition back, and that's what you're trying to do as well.
Exactly.
So I see where our organization, the Louisiana Veteran Business Outreach Center, can partner with you,
Exactly.
and vice versa, because we want to reach those veterans. And in our case, we're looking at, we've been in existence since 2010, but we've helped over 1,000 veterans, and now we're looking at over 100,000 plus coming out of the military or for active duty. Now what do you do with them?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go out there and reach them, and that's what
Right.
you're trying to do, and you're trying to help them.
Right.
And together, on a partnership basis, it has to work. Okay?
Right.
So, but in your case, whatever we can do to help, we will.
Right, and you know, that's why I became a member of the DAV. Is before I got to where I couldn't work anymore, I worked at Job Services in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay.
And a lot of vets were sent over to me because you know, they were talking in military terms,
Right.
getting out, and you know, it's hard for like you said for the civilian employer to understand what they're saying, and it's been driven into them so much.
Right.
And so now we got to try to get them out of that a little bit and get them to where, you know, they can go. And that's what I used to do too, is you know, help out with the resume and break down what they did for their occupational skills and break that down in civilian terms to help them out with the resumes to try to get them a job, you know.
Right. Right.
And that's what I loved about there is
Wow.
being able to help veterans try to
Yeah.
get jobs too.
Well, I'll tell you what, a good example is that a veteran goes to an employer looking for a position in the warehouse,
Right?
and they ask the veteran, okay, tell me what did you do in the Army? Well, I was in infantry. Well, infantry, all right, there's a lot of stuff in infantry, but the first perception is firing a gun.
Right.
Okay? But when you talk further, come to find out this individual is in logistics. He's in the warehouse. He's dealing with millions of dollars of equipment. You know, receiving and also incoming. So he understands the warehouse. So unless you teach that veteran how to present himself and his skills to that employer, then the employer will understand, oh yeah, I can use you. How much experience you got? Oh, I got 3 years or 4 years, whatever. But the point is, you dealt with an environment where you were in the logistics area, and all of a sudden everything changes. But you have to communicate to that employer just what it is that you do and what you bring to the table. So, go ahead.
You know that's correct, because when I got out of the military, way back when, I went up for a job over here at the local diesel place as a mechanic. And he says, well, what'd you work on? So I tell him an LDS 465-1, 2, and he goes, what? And then it hit me in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm at a Detroit diesel place, and I worked on Detroit diesels. I told him, I said, well, I work on Detroit diesels, and your 6-cylinder is almost the same as what we worked on. And so he said, well, okay, well, you can have the job then. But until I said that,
Right.
I could see that doggone job just leaving, going, man.
And see, it's things like that the veteran does not know. It's because of lack of knowledge. Because anytime you get in front of an employer, to be honest with you, the employer, after reviewing your resume or the application, once you walk in the door, within 5 minutes, he knows whether or not he's going to hire you just by your actions. So you have to be prepared going in there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. So,
and that's the problem. You got a lot of these people, when we're talking about young soldiers, is they are young because some of them come straight out of high school
right.
or college, straight into the military, so they've never done anything before that.
Right.
And so that's the only thing that they know. And so, you know, it's good we have organizations like yourself and ours to be able to talk with these soldiers that's coming back and say, look, this is what you need, and this is why it's important, you know, and that's important. They need to know all this, and you know, thank God we got folks like y'all that's out there doing what we're, you know, the other stuff that we're unable to do all the time like we wanted.
Right.
Because we're always looking to try to come up with different ways to help out veterans.
Well, the thing is, like another aspect of our organization is that we work with existing veteran business owners.
Right.
Because when they come back, they got to make a transition back to the business, as
Right.
well as the family has to make a transition, well as reintegration back into society. We will work with that veteran, with his business, see what his needs are, and we will try to go in that direction and help him. Or the veteran entrepreneur who wants to start a business, where we take him from A to Z, okay, and what it takes to become an entrepreneur, okay. Then after that, we get involved with the employer. We're trying to meet their needs, whatever it is that they need. We don't just say hire, but they got other aspects of their business that they might need help in. So we have resources, we have programs, whatever it takes to work along with you. Because the veterans that's coming out of the military, which is over 100,000 plus, some of these people are going to want to start their own business because they can't find a job.
Yeah, that's true.
And in today's market, they're talking about how good or how great the economy is. Guess what? Go try to find a job right now. Right here in Louisiana, the oil industry, they're firing people.
We had a gentleman telling about how hard it is for a job. He used to be one of the head teachers and also a dean at the college.
Okay.
Came into job services looking for a job. We got to let go of it.
Yeah.
Do you know we couldn't find him a $15 an hour job because he was
Too overqualified.
That's right.
That's right. So the message is you have to get in touch with organizations such as what we have
Exactly.
to help, because you are in a position where you need assistance with volunteers and maybe some donations
Right.
to help you out, because a lot of times it's with your comes out of your own pocket.
Right.
So we are going to do everything we can to work along with you.
Well, we sure
Like I said, we
appreciate
want to
that.
partner with you and take it from there. All right?
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the end on last segment. So thanks, Mr. Russell, for
Thank
coming
you,
on
sir.
board.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see what we can do to help. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.